Hello, my lovelies. It's been very, very hot here in London. It's been, again, I'm saying it again because I know I've got people who watch me from countries where it gets way hotter, but we have quite a different infrastructure in the UK because it really, when I was younger, like it just didn't get this hot. So we don't have air conditioning. Our houses are designed to kind of maintain the heat rather than, cool it down. It's just. Ugh, our buildings are, to be fair, aren't great. They're like freezing in winter and boiling in summer. But anyway, so it got up to 30 degrees in my flat this week. Fun to sleep in that temperature. But anyway, so yeah, I've got a lot of summer stuff here. I haven't got a ton of actual perfumes to show you, but I did also go in and smell lots of stuff. I wanted to go to Lush to smell their new body sprays, and therefore I always end up walking through other shops, and if I can smell perfumes, I do on my way. So if you hang around till the end, I'll talk to you about some Marc Jacobs, some Ellis Brooklyn, and the Lush stuff. Yeah, I think that's it. So let's just get into it. So this is what I was wearing when I made my last video last week. A beautiful perfume that's expensive, and therefore it's what I asked my husband for my birthday or Christmas. I can't remember which it was, because these are not the best value for money. So Aqua Allegoria from Guerlain. This is Mandarin Basilic. Absolutely delicious, beautiful perfume. But of course, these are eau de toilette. They don't last particularly long. I know they have like stronger versions of these now, but the newer Aqua Allegorias smell very chemically to me, and I don't like them. The old ones, like the properly old ones, like this and Herba Fresca, smell natural and beautiful. So let's see. The notes in Mandarin Basilic. I'm never sure if I say that right, but anyway. The notes for this: clementine, bitter orange, orange blossom, green tea and ivy in the top. Middle notes: mandarin orange, basil, chamomile and peony in the mid, and base notes are sandalwood and amber. It's exactly what it says on the tin. It's got like this green herbaceous quality, a slight bitterness in there. There's a watery tea feel to it, which is lush. It's got loads of delicious mandarin and clementine, and it's just so good. So fresh, so good for hot weather. But of course it doesn't really last that long, so I've already got, it's same with Herba Fresca, I've already got quite a dent, and I haven't actually worn them that much because they need reapplying all the time. So it's one of the reasons that I love the 4711 perfumes, the not Aqua Allegoria, I can't remember what it is now because I'm looking at this, but I've got a whole collection of them. Aqua Colonia, that's what they're called. They kind of are a similar idea to these, but they're just so much cheaper. But again, those also have those horrible chemicals coming out in the new ones, so I'm maybe just working on my old collection of those. But I've never really liked any of the orange or mandarin or like even the watermelon actually from that collection. But this I really like. Delicious. I will say, if you want an affordable alternative to this, although it's definitely not identical, but it kind of brings me a lot of joy. So they've got the blood orange one from Aqua Colonia, which I don't like it as much, but I do think it's quite good. But the one I like is, what's it called? It's in that big round bottle. It's the Quattro, the Stag Quattro, the bit bright orange one. Kind of smells a bit like Tango, but because it's got lots of ginger in it and there's a kind of bitter greenness and a slight woodiness, it gives me a similar feel to this in a weird way. It's probably sweeter and a bit stronger, but it could be a good alternative. And then, of course, there's also Satsuma from the Body Shop if you like that kind of thing, although that's much soapier than this. And, of course, speaking of the Body Shop, actually, let's do that one. So, I mean, what do I need to say about this? It doesn't say anything about it. It's just mango. I literally said to my husband, shall I smell like a Satsuma or a mango today? And he was like, mango, obviously. And it just smells like a juicy mango. That's all it smells like. It's perfect. This is a body spray. Sadly, they don't do perfumes anymore. Perfumes of this. Anyway, they used to do an eau de toilette, but they don't now, which is a shame. But yeah, so mango from the Body Shop. Hopefully, I think they've still got it on their website. I don't know if they've got it in store, but I just love smelling like a mango. Another one, you have to keep respraying it. It really is just a body mist in terms of strength, but I love it. Next up, when it's this hot, you will always see me pull this out. I was so insane for this. Like, I actually used my big bottle, but just for space, I've brought out my one that I take with me to work. But I kept making my husband smell me and tell me how nice I smelt because he really likes green tea as well. This is Elizabeth Arden green tea. It is one of the best possible perfumes for this hot weather. And it's an interesting one again because loads of people say that they don't like this because it doesn't last. I've never had a problem with green tea lasting on me. I can smell it really well. It sticks around on my skin. It really sticks around on my clothes. Maybe I just have good luck, or maybe I'm just really aware of it. I do like to top it up a lot just because it's just so refreshing. You know, it's like when it's hot, especially, like I might just drink fizzy water or whatever because I enjoy it and not because I'm like parched. You know, it's not like, oh, I desperately need a drink. I just want it to refresh me. You know, I want ice cubes to refresh me. I want green tea resprays to refresh me. I love it. And I just wore it all day and I resprayed it and I couldn't get enough of myself. And I feel like that every time I wear it. I absolutely love Elizabeth Arden green tea. I will never get over it. It's always going to be in my top 10 for life. So good. Francis Cote de Jean's best. Fight me. So top notes: lemon, bergamot, mint, orange peel and rhubarb. Middle notes: jasmine, musk, oak moss, fennel, carnation, white amber. Base notes: green tea, jasmine, musk, oak moss, celery seeds, caraway, cloves and amber. I mean, what can I say about this? It's got a load of notes, but it smells fresh, a little bit green. It's not bitter. It has a strong tea note, but not in a bitter way. It smells like a spa. It just smells like a clean, beautiful, very expensive, fancy spa where you'd get fluffy white towels. You'd get like delicious, like fruit infused tea and massages. And there's a hydrotherapy pool. It's that, you know? Oh God, I just love it so much. Oh, I can't even. So let's do... Okay, this one should be relatively straightforward because it's another one that I don't think includes any notes, if we're being real. So, Blissful from Avon. I've got the watermelon one of this, which is called Joyful, I think, which is watermelon and bubble tea scented, which I think is really good. I really like that one. It has a very slightly milky quality to it, which I really enjoy, but it's very sweet. It smells like watermelon, has a bit of tea. It's just very pretty. It's like supposed to have boba or something in it, so it has almost a little bit of a texture, which is good. Blissful is sparkling lemon, bubblegum, and pink sugar. It just smells like a pink lemonade. Yeah. It smells like a berry lemonade, basically. Not specifically strawberry, maybe a little bit more sour than that, like a mixture of different berries. Some of them are sharp, you know. There could be cranberry or something in this. But yeah, it just smells like a pink lemonade to me. And I bought a couple of others, which will be in a haul that I've started to... Guys, just a heads up. So they don't... Adobe Premiere Rush is being discontinued later this year. So I'm having to try and work out how to use the full suite of actual Premiere. And it's so complicated compared to Rush, so I'm trying to work out how I'm going to actually edit things. But I also decided, and this kind of makes me feel sick because I don't like AI, and the thing with AI that makes me really sad is that, like, I want something technological that does my cleaning for me, that does my chores, that does the things I don't want to do. Like, I don't want it to do creative stuff necessarily, but because of time restraints, like editing all the notes and putting them together, I tried ChatGPT for it. So when I do my next video, you might see more kind of, I don't know, fancy notes done up. And I have used AI to try and do that just to see whether that will cut my time down enough to actually allow me to do more videos that actually have notes. I'm not going to do that for these because I just won't get around to doing them every week if I do that, but like for future stuff. So we'll see. But anyway, there's this part of my soul that feels like it's been removed for using any kind of AI to create art. Like, anyway, that doesn't matter. But the point is, I bought a couple different ones from this range to try, and it reminded me that I had this. I'd completely forgotten I had it. I don't think I've ever actually worn it before. I tried it when I got it, but I hadn't worn it before. And it's a great little freshie because it is a sugary lemon with those berries. So it's really simple. It's really pretty. I like it. It smells youthful, young, fresh. And it really did the trick in terms of just me wanting to smell fresh and tasty in the morning. And then to work. So I pulled this one out, and I have to be honest here, guys. This is one where I put on an outfit and then I was I was sitting in a weird position. I was trying to do something with my feet. I think maybe I was moisturising my feet. And I already had my trousers on, and then I split my trousers right across my bum. You know, like in the seams when they're a bit loose, it just totally split open, even though they're wide legs, but they're very like soft, kind of silky looking material. And I was like, oh no, because they were like this lovely kind of silky wine colour, like a pale wine colour. And then I was like, oh no, but I've got the same trousers basically in a steely, slaty, kind of concretey grey. So I just was like, I'm wearing a white top, I'll just change the trousers, it'll be fine. But then I just decided that this particular perfume would go well, and I've been thinking about wearing this because this is the best for sure in hot weather. So I pulled out CK2, but this unfortunately is one that I put on because it matched my outfit and it did not match my mood. I really like this perfume, I think it's incredible. And smelling it now, I'm just like, there's something very magical about CK2. It's so beautiful, sadly discontinued, despite the fact I genuinely will go to bat to say that I think this is absolutely one of Calvin Klein's absolute best perfumes ever. It's insane that they got rid of this. But it's a petrichor perfume, and I was not in the mood for a petrichor perfume on that particular day. I did wear it all day. The thing is, it's so strong. It truly lasts all day. Like, it doesn't seem like it should, but it really does. But anyway... So CK2, I didn't dislike wearing it, but I just wore it all day thinking, again, because it's a little bit melancholy for me on that day, I wanted to wear something a little bit brighter, a little bit warmer maybe, something that matched my other trousers. I don't know if that sounds insane, but I probably would have wore something that had some kind of like berry or so. Actually, I might have worn like a watermelon, which I wore the next day anyway, but so anyway... I wasn't in the mood for it, but it is beautiful. Now then, the notes in CK2 are wasabi, violet leaf, mandarin orange and pear in the top, middle notes of pebbles, hedione, orris root, peony and rose, base notes of vetiver, white musk, incense and sandalwood. Now I find this slightly, maybe a little bit screechy in cold weather, like a little bit too sharp. In hot weather though, it has this beautiful sweetness that comes through. It's got this magical, and the thing is, I think the orris root, the mixture of it being like pebbles, so, and sort of like a petrichor feeling perfume, and then having that orris root, having that slight irisy feel, it just seems a little bit grey to me. Like, it suits those trousers I was wearing. It is a concretey, steely kind of grey smelling perfume. And I sometimes find those not very cheerful. So I think those are probably the notes that were doing that, like that were making me think, oh, maybe this wasn't the one to wear today. I wanted something a bit more cheerful. Anyway, I've said it before about this perfume. I think this smells like cold rain on hot pebbles. Like, that's what it smells like. It almost smells like water. It's kind of magical. It's very special. It's discontinued. It's very hard to get. Super expensive. So I do have two alternatives though that I can talk to you about here. It's been compared to Kenzo Pure. I've got a sample of that. I'll have to do a comparison. I can imagine it probably does actually. It's been a while since I've smelt it, but my favourite alternative to this one is from Korres. I didn't bother getting like a big bottle of this because I already have this, but it's Kima from Korres, as you can see. I've got this lovely pen spray. It's not even a pen spray, annoyingly, it's a rollerball, but I have this lovely rollerball here of Kima. And Kima has notes, I'll read them off here actually. Oh no, wait, I can just do it like this. Let me just show you. So Kima, this is mandarin orange, lime and orange in the top. Middle notes are sea notes, watery notes and pepper. Base notes, nutmeg, vetiver and cedar. Now you may be asking, same as I was, how does this smell the same? It's got very different notes. This smells like a juicier, fruitier version of this. Yeah, it's if you can imagine the base of this, or like this as a base, and then just add in some more citrusy, juicy fruits. That's pretty much what it is. And there's something about the saltiness here that I really like as well. I think Kima is an excellent alternative. It's my favourite alternative to this. Like I said, I'll smell Pure again and I'll see how I feel about that one. Because if it's a Kenzo, it's probably quite strong in comparison maybe to Korres, which I think maybe the reason I like this one is it has a natural feel about it, which I really enjoy. And then the other alternative, I'm going to try and get the notes up if I can. Am I going to have to search for it? I am. All right. So, Mugler Cologne in Heal Your Mind. Now, this is basically the base of CK2, but with lots of lavender in it. So, let me just get the... I don't think it gives you many notes, to be honest. So, this is what it actually looks like. Can you see that? Heal Your Mind. That's the big bottle. I just have the spray. I actually put a bit of these on my arms when I got home so that I could compare them again. I have made a video about this, but yeah. So I think at first this doesn't really smell like that. It's when it dries down that it starts to smell like CK2. So in this one, it just lists lavender and ambergris. I mean, that's absolute bollocks. There's definitely some citruses in here. There's definitely other notes. Yeah, there's no way it's just lavender and ambergris. It's a little bit too complex and it changes too much. Like, you could imagine that when you first spray it, but when it dries down, like I said, it turns a bit into this. So I'm sure there's lots more going on here. But Heal Your Mind, if you can get hold of it, and particularly, again, because you can get, like, these smaller sprays, definitely worth trying. If you don't like lavender, you're not going to like it, all right? But I have to say, I think either of those would be a really good alternative. Oh, I'm just dropping everything, guys. So... what I might do, in fact, I might just move these along. And then, can I shove those in so you can still see them? And then put that one along there, just so you know, so you can remember if you want to look them up. So anyway, I mean, nowadays, like, I think this is amazing. And also I really love this bottle. It's one of my favourite bottles in my collection because it's so strange. But if I was going to advise someone whether they should get this one, like really spend a lot of money to get this one, unless longevity is a major issue for you, I would just tell you to get Kima, like, to get the same effect, because it's so much more affordable. Like, people charge so much money for this now, like so much money. There is a little part of my head that says, well, maybe you should sell your bottle then and you can, like, just get a big bottle of this, but it's too special to me, do you know what I mean? And it's also really rare, so I'm not going to do that. But if I was being sensible and advising other people... All right, so like I said, I was thinking of watermelon when I was wearing those trousers, and this is the one I would have gone for because it was a very hot day. I ended up wearing this on a different day. In fact, I wore this yesterday on Friday. I was working from home. I hope they still do this. This is cherry watermelon ice from Zara, and it smells like watermelon ice. It doesn't smell like cherry. I don't get that at all. It smells like watermelon, like a kind of very crunchy, not overly sweet watermelon, but a bit sweet, but not overly sweet, over ice with a splash of vodka. That's kind of what I get from it. And I'm not getting vodka in the way I'm like, it smells just like pure alcohol. That's not what I mean. It actually almost smells like it's deliberate. I don't think it is. What notes do they actually give you? For this one in this bottle, which is the most recent bottle they released it in, because this I think was a Joe Malone or Joe Loves. Yeah, so Joe Malone is the perfumer for this. In this current bottle, they've listed watermelon in the top, lily of the valley in the mid, and then whitewoods in the base. But the old bottles, which were different, they looked like this. So this version says watermelon, green leaves and cardamom, and I would say that maybe the cardamom and the lily of the valley combination is what's giving me that kind of vodka-y smell. I do find a lot of liquors to be almost floral in a way, not compared to gin, obviously that's the most flowery of all of them, but very excellent in this weather. It's so refreshing, it's bright, it's got the perfect level of kind of sweetness and coolness. It really does feel like you're spraying ice on yourself. I actually really, really like that perfume. I'm very happy that I got it. It's a good one. So let's do this one. I wore this one to work, loved every second of it. My God, I love this perfume. I have a backup of this, and I've got a decent dent in it as well. If you watch my dent videos, then you probably would have seen this one. It's hard to explain why this is so lovely, but it's so lovely. Oh my God. And it does appeal to me, I realise, for a few different reasons. So this is Sport Water for Women from Jill Sanders, the blue one. I think I have a review of the Jill Sanders Sport that has the pink writing, because I did have a bottle of that, and I don't know if I ever released that video. So at some point I'm going to have to check my unreleased videos. They might have terrible sound because it might be from before I had a microphone, but I might just release them at some point so you guys can see my reviews of perfumes that for some reason I never actually put on the channel. But this one I love. I was disappointed with the other one. This one is amazing. Sport Water for Women. Oh, I just said water. Sport Water. I'm not actually from London originally. I don't know why I'd talk like that anyway. Sport Water for Women. So the notes here are yuzu, peach and green leaves in the top. The mid notes are tea, jasmine and rose. Base notes are ambrette, woodsy notes and amber. You really get some tea. You really get a very beautiful, very watery, fresh, not too bitter jasmine, which I love. I can sense the peach. I can sense the yuzu. I can sense the muskmallow. I do get a bit of woodsy notes. I find this to be a more feminine take on the kind of perfume that people like light blue. It doesn't actually smell too much like light blue, but it is in that same range of smelling like something you would wear to the gym or in summer, or like just as a really good freshie, but it doesn't smell too masculine. I think it smells more feminine. I also think it has some crossovers and smells a little bit like one of my all-time favourites, which is Forever and Ever Dior. That is going to sound mad to some people because that's a very beautiful spring floral perfume, and it's I think of it as my freesia perfume, but it's freesia and rose and jasmine. I think there's almond blossom. It's so delicate and pretty. This is like the sport version of that. And it really, when I wear it now, I'm really aware of being like, oh yeah, this feels like a sport version of my fancy perfume, the one that I wear for special occasions, the one that I wore for my wedding. It feels like that, and I love it. But also, I have an alternative. This one to me is a bit more woody, so it's maybe a little bit more unisex smelling than this, but Morning Dew from Victorinox is a very, very similar scent profile to this. It smells really, really similar. I had that and I actually gave it to a colleague of mine because it smelled so similar to this. And I was like, well, I love this one more, even though they're really similar. I'm only not quite halfway through this bottle, and I have a backup, so I don't need to have 100ml bottle of Morning Dew. But Morning Dew is a really, really nice perfume. I highly recommend that one. Okay, let's do something exciting. This is an old and discontinued perfume, I'm afraid, but it's one that you haven't seen before. So this is one of my Lolita Lempickas. This is Lolita Lempicka Eau du Desir, I think is how you say it, or Desir. It's like half apple, so it's apple at the top, like the classic apple shape, and then flat at the bottom. And this is the really summery version of the original Lolita Lempicka profile. So it's pretty much, I guess a lot of people don't know what the EDT smells like. Excuse me one second. But the EDT of Lolita Lempicka really is just a kind of watery, fresher, not as sweet, not as syrupy version of the original. If you took that, the EDT, and you mixed it with like a lemon verbena perfume, you'd end up with Eau du Desir. I actually currently have 2 bottles of this because I got this one in the bundle haul that I managed to get on eBay, and I had already actually bought this perfume, so I don't think I'll keep both. I don't think I need both, so I'll probably pass them on. After I've done my video, my Lolita Lempicka video, I will put some of those up on eBay, or my spares, if you see what I mean. But this, it only gives you notes of lemon verbena and Amalfi lemon in the top, middle notes of violet and jasmine, base notes of musk. There's definitely more going on here. I feel like you've still got a bit of that licoricey smell, but it definitely has a very bright, lemony, green, verbena-y kind of smell with that delicious Lolita Lempicka violet. And I'm still getting a hint of, like I said, the licorice and the cherry and like the deliciousness from the original Lolita Lempicka. But it's very light, and I wore it on like a 30-degree day and it smelled great. It was absolutely perfect. I love it. I love it. What can I say? I think, guys, yes, indeed, like we're down to the things I smelt. So let's look. Okay, I went to Lush. Let me smell. I didn't have time to write on these. Okay, there's that one. There's that one. Okay. They've got a perfume, a new limited edition called Banoffee Pie. I'm trying to find a picture where you can really see it, but anyway. Banoffee Pie. Banoffee Pie, which is, I think, Banoffee Pie is a body wash. I really love the banana hair conditioner, and I love the banana co-wash shampoo conditioner bar. And I use those and I love them. So I really wanted to smell this in the hope that it was going to go with those and I could wear it. But sadly, I think Banoffee Pie for me is too much of the sticky date smell. And like, this is firstly not the time of year for me to be able to deal with sticky date smell. But also, I just, I don't know. There's something about it that I'm not keen on. Like, I'm just not really keen on this. It's not banana-y enough for me. And it's a little bit too biscuity and a little bit too sticky datesy for me. Like, but if you love sticky dates and you like the idea of a relatively, I mean, it's banana-y at first, but it does get a bit more subtle. But if you like the idea of a banana version of sticky dates, then yeah, I mean, you're gonna love this. What does it say about notes? Let's see. Ingredients: vanilla, tonka. Oh, that's all it wants to tell me. But yeah, I mean, it smells better now that this has been like this for a day or two. But yeah, it's just not for me, to be fair. But I have to smell everything with a banana in it, so I had to test it out. It's just too much of sticky dates for me, and I don't love the body spray of sticky dates. I find it a bit overwhelming, and I found this a bit overwhelming. But still interesting. All right, $1 Million. That's the other one. So let's smell that. So $1 Million. I like this one. I don't know that I need it. I will explain why, but I do think it's nice. So $1 Million. This says musky rosewood, herbal lavender, and tonka for creamy to creme de la creme. Okay, that's a citrus kiss. Okay, tonka absolute, lavender, and rosewood. This is delicious. When you first spray it, as with a lot of the lavender stuff at Lush, I'm a bit like, I don't know if I love it. But the dry down, I think, smells a little bit like a love child between Twilight and one that I love called What Would Love Do, which I always think smells like gingerbread, but it's actually, I think, not orange, or tangerine or something, tangerine or clementine or something, and lavender. But there's a load of benzoin in that, and it's quite sweet, and it gives me like a kind of lavendery, citrusy gingerbread smell. And this, I feel, sits between those two things. It's definitely, if you like Twilight, you're probably going to love this. If you like What Would Love Do, you're probably going to love this. If you don't like either of them very much, then this is a nice kind of midpoint. I mean, if it wasn't for the fact that I'm trying not to waste too much money this year because I'm saving for a deposit, I would probably be tempted to buy this one because I feel like I would wear it. But again, I have two that are similar. One of them I don't like to wear, the other one I love to wear. So, but yeah, I think if you've wanted or you've missed What Would Love Do, you should definitely try $1 Million. I think this is a really nice release. It's very similar. It smells like Lush, but in like the twilighty area of Lush rather than the citrusy area of Lush. Really quite liked that one. I also re-smelt their berry one that I really think smells like a berry version of grape soda. What's it called? Just going to see if I can find it. Not the comforter. I can't find it. That's annoying. Mr. Wallet. In the Oxford Circus branch, they've still got loads of stuff that they've still got the original Glinda and Elphaba, I think, in there, body sprays that they did when the first Wicked came out. I was really surprised to see it. Yeah, I've looked through so many body sprays already and I can't find it on here, but I think that's just because they have so much stuff on here now, and that's so annoying. This is me refusing to give up now because I have it here and I want to mention it. But it's... I can't find it. Annoying. Anyway, they've got a body spray, which is very delicious. I also smelt, again, the Princess Rosalina. And I still don't like it. There's something about that perfume that I really don't enjoy. It made me feel a bit sickly. I don't love it. They still got Scooby snacks as well. Okay, they don't have it on here, weirdly, but at the Oxford Circus branch, they still have the berry body spray that smells very similar indeed to grape soda. It's like, it's just not as grapey, it's more general berries, but it has the same kind of skeleton to it, and I really like it. And again, if I didn't have grape soda, I would buy it. I'm sorry, I can't remember the name. That's very annoying. Right then, let's do the daisies, shall we? So I went in to... I walked through Selfridges and I noticed that they had the Marc Jacobs fragrances that are called... I'm going to have to click on this so I don't say the wrong thing. Murakami. These ones. So this is Daisy Murakami, and they had the pink, the yellow and the green. They didn't have the blue. I don't know why. But the yellow... Let's start with the pink, actually. So none of these were particularly interesting smelling, but I thought when I first sprayed them that they all smelt nice. They were all the kind of thing that I was like, you could buy that as a present and someone's going to quite enjoy it, but it's not like incredible, even though these are apparently by Alberto Morillas, who is a genius perfumer, one that I have traditionally really enjoyed. The notes for the Maracuma, am I saying that right? Pink from Marc Jacobs are top notes of coconut, mid notes of peony, base notes of praline. There's definitely fruit in here. It kind of smells a bit like strawberries. I don't believe for one second that it's only those three notes. It's far, far too fruity, juicy. I can smell a little bit of that praline. There's a very subtle coconut. There's a very subtle floral. It's a very classic daisy in that it sort of just smells pretty, a sort of fruity floral with a slight hint of sweet creaminess. That's pretty much it. I really like the pink one. I think it's pretty. I would wear this. I wouldn't pay the money for it, but I would happily, like if someone gave it to me, I would wear it because it's cute. I think it's pretty. I like the smell, but it's not very exciting. So that's the pink one. Let's look at the yellow one. Let me find it and then get the notes up. So the yellow, let me smell. So this smells a bit chemically to me now. A little bit of Atari aroma chemical smell that is living in Daisy Yellow. Another Alberto Morillas, so I guess he did all of these. This one actually has strawberry in it. So the yellow says kumquat, mandarin, grapefruit, pink pepper. Mid notes are gardenia, strawberry, rose, raspberry. Base notes cedarwood and praline. And again, it smells more chemically than the pink. The pink, you have a recognisable hint of that coconut that makes it more creamy. The yellow is, yeah, a little bit more fruity floral, a little bit less of that creaminess, but it's still, again, it's not very exciting. This one I just wouldn't wear because it does have a little bit of a chemically dry down. But it's perfectly pretty. It's actually more pretty than the original Daisy. It's sweeter than the original Daisy. It's really, really nice. It just has a little bit of that aroma chemical that I don't like. And it's just not particularly exciting. But it's okay. So then the one that I was interested in, the reason I stopped there in the first place was because I was interested in the green one, which has a banana note. So the banana, and this is kind of heartbreaking because this one definitely has some kind of tarry aroma chemical in it that I really don't enjoy. Yeah, this one is like, I don't know. I really liked this when I first sprayed it. I thought it was good, but then it slowly got a bit weird. I sprayed this one on my skin, or the guy sprayed it on my skin because I was interested in the banana, and it didn't smell too chemically at first, but then the more it dried down, the more it was starting to drive me insane. Like, I could smell it on my skin over the perfume that I was wearing, and it was getting a little bit bitter, a little bit tarry. I didn't really like it. So it still has a bit of that kind of sweet creaminess that you get from a banana, but it doesn't necessarily smell like banana in the dry down. It does smell a bit like banana in the top, and that's really fun. The totes notes. The top note is banana, middle note jasmine, base note vanilla and amber. So yeah, this one I think, again, if it didn't have the aroma chemicals, I'd probably quite enjoy it. I'd probably think it was quite nice. It's not overly sweet, which I think is a nice thing. I think it was very juicy in the beginning. Again, there's definitely other fruits in this. There's no way this is just banana. There are some juicy fruits here. It could be a pear. It could be some citruses. Like, I don't know. But yeah, so the green one is okay. I think the only wearable one for me would be the pink, purely because it's the one that smells the least like chemicals. But anyway, so let's move on to Ellis Brooklyn. Now, I'm wondering if I've got a couple of these mixed up. Don't think so, though. Yeah, okay. So I'll start with... I'm going to leave my favourite till last. Let's start with the new one, which actually I have to say in the dry down is nicer than it is in the top. I really didn't like this very much. I like the bottle, look. That one's pretty. It's called Ilsa? Or Isla? Isla? Is that how you pronounce that? Oh no, dyslexia, come take me away. This also has banana in it, which is one of the reasons I was interested. So I'm just going to say Isla Serena, I think might be what this is called. Or Isla Serena. Please excuse me, I just can't deal with it. I'm still not sure what it is about this that I didn't like when I first sprayed it. But I think it's kind of pretty now. So the top notes, lime, sea salt, banana and papaya. All of those are winners for me. Middle notes, coconut water, ginger flower and vanilla orchid. Again, I like all of those things. Base notes, brown sugar, teakwood and vanilla. There was just something weirdly, I want to say vomity, and I'm not... Actually, do you know what? That might be what it is. Like a kind of weird cheesy vomity smell in the top of this. And I got the same thing, actually, from that one that people like from Yves Saint Laurent, which also is like lime and like really juicy. And I think it's coconut again. So I feel like maybe there's some kind of aroma chemical that's maybe either lime or coconut or something, or maybe the combination of the two, that just starts to smell like cheese or something to me. Like, it doesn't smell like that anymore. I'm definitely getting lime and I'm definitely getting coconut. I'm getting a bit of saltiness. I'm not really getting banana at this. Well, maybe a tiny bit, but I think the coconut is overwhelming. The coconut water is overwhelming the banana. But yeah, the dry down is much nicer than the opening, but I wouldn't spend loads of money on this. Also because, like, these are like well over £100. It's wild. I had no idea Ellis Brooklyn was that expensive, which is crazy. But anyway, let's go for Guava Granita next, shall we? So, Guava Granita. Also an awesome bottle. I really like these bottles. I guess they look a bit like the Kayali ones, and I really like those bottles as well. So Guava Granita, I like this one. It's just fun. It's just a fun, fruity, juicy smell. And interesting again, this has banana in it, but I don't know that this massively smells like that. Okay. Top notes of guava, banana, water lily and bergamot. Middle notes of coconut, melon, mango, blossom. Base notes, vanilla, sandalwood and almond milk. And I can tell why I like this. I mean, those are great notes. What I like about this, and actually about the other Ellis Brooklyns that I'm going to talk about, is that they kind of smell like fruity cocktails, but they don't smell like shampoo. Now, I smelled a while back Florist from them, which I thought was so beautiful when I first sprayed it, and then turned so far into like the shampooey soapy smell that I was like, ugh. But I'm not getting that from these kind of tropical summer perfumes that they've done. I can get guava. I think it smells also like there's some kind of red berry in here. I'm not really getting much banana. I'm getting some coconut. I'm getting some sweetness. It's very juicy. I really like Guava Granita. Again, if someone gave me this, I would wear it. 100% I would wear this in the summer. I think it's really pretty. I really like it. It's too expensive for what it is, but I like it. And then we've got two more. So, what's this one? Let me get it up. Miami Nectar. I kind of knew that I'd quite like this one, to be honest. So, yeah, this is nice. I mean, again, like, it's a perfect summery scent. Coconut water, pineapple, palm leaf, mid notes, frangipani, wild jasmine, lily of the valley, base notes, vanilla, driftwood, amberwood and moss. I feel like maybe the wood is a tiny bit stronger than I would want it. Possibly that's the amberwood coming through, but not so much that it bothers me. And it's very juicy. I really like the coconut and pineapple combination a lot. I like the frangipani. I like the level of sweetness, like, versus the kind of tangy, acidic juiciness of that pineapple. I just think it's really nice. I really like this one. I think it's lovely. Again, I would wear it. I definitely would wear it. It's just they're expensive, so, you know. Yeah, really pretty, really nice. Maybe I'll have to start looking for some alternatives to these, or see if there's any dupes or anything. Because I don't know that I'm smelling them and thinking I've never smelled anything like it, but at the same time, I can't tell you of something that's like a good, really good alternative, really. I struggle sometimes to find fruity perfumes that don't just smell like shampoo, and I love the fact that these don't. So, this one though, guys, I'm in trouble here. I'm not in trouble, I've already ordered this, but not full price. Apple Love. So I smelt this in cold weather, and I think I said at the time I liked it, but I hadn't sprayed it onto anything to bring home, and I hadn't sprayed it on my skin. So I sprayed this on paper when I went in to smell the others, and I was like, oh my god, this is a floral red apples of my dream. Like, it really is. It gives me the feel, I think I was saying a while back that I like Discovery apples. They're so floral and fruity and sweet and delicious. And this is giving me that, but it doesn't turn into shampoo. And if anything, actually, interestingly, this one, it has a little bit of a crossover with a perfume that I love, which is Jean-Charles Brousseau Fleur de Ombre Rose. That one is a bit rosier. The apple's a bit greener in it. It has lots of fruit in it, and it's not as sweet. But it has a similar profile to this, but this is sweeter. It has like a vanilla in the base that just takes this to a different level for me. But it's not like vanillic. It just has that like subtle hint of vanilla and an actual sugar note, which is so pretty. But the red apple here is beautiful. And it's floral, but it's not shampooey. Because I tried the Kayali Eden Juicy Apple, and it's just pure shampoo to me, and I just can't be doing with that kind of level of shampoo perfume. This one is not. This one actually smells much more natural to me, even though this has ambroxan in it, and I'm really fussy about big levels of ambroxan, so I'm hoping this is not going to give me a headache. It didn't bother me on my skin. I smelt it all the way home, and every time I got a whiff of it, I was like, oh, I'm in trouble now because I need a bottle of this. So the notes in, what's this called again? I've already forgotten. Oh dear, my brain. Love Apple, or Apple Love. This is top notes of red apple, peach and green mandarin. Middle notes of sugarcane, plum blossom, osmanthus, which I love. Lily of the valley. Base notes, Madagascar vanilla musk, ambroxan and sandalwood. So I found a bottle of this that had been opened on eBay for £60. So I was like, look, I'm just going to do that because I sold a bottle for, I think, like £30 or something the other day. So I had money to go towards it, and I was like, I'm just going to do it because I liked it that much on my skin. Like, I really enjoyed it. And I haven't found many red apple perfumes that don't smell like shampoo. Like, and I've wanted more red apples because I've got my red apple and chili from Aqua Colonia, which I love, but it's obviously earthy, a bit spicy, but very tasty. and I've got my beloved red apple in Modern Princess from Lonvin. But I haven't really found any other red apples that I like until this. And I love this. The flowery red apple vibe. Oh, the osmanthus with that sugary vanilla. Yeah, this is a really nice perfume. This is so up my street. So I was kind of surprised. And then when I went to look it up online and I saw how expensive it was, I was very surprised because there was no way I was going to buy it from Space NK. By the way, if you're ever in London near Oxford Circus, they now have a big Space NK, which is where they have like basically all the trendy perfumes that people talk about on TikTok, which I just like to go and smell. I very rarely smell anything in there that I think I want to buy. But yeah, I needed it. So I've ordered it on eBay. It's on its way to me. I'm really excited about wearing it. You can get pen sprays for like a decent price. But yeah, I'm surprised at how expensive Ellis Brooklyn's. Who knew? Although I shouldn't be surprised because they're quite fashionable and people seem to like really expensive perfumes. So I don't know. But I think that's it for me, guys. That's it. I've been talking for ages, I imagine, because I had a lot to talk about. This is one of my longer videos. But yeah, I've had a really nice week. I've worn some really nice things. I've smelt some really fun things. But the things I think are really good, genuinely, are the Apple Love or Love Apple, whichever way around that's supposed to be, and the $1 Million body spray from Lush. Like that, I think... I'm happy that there is something available at the moment that smells a little bit like what Would Love do, because I really want them to bring that perfume back. I think it's so special. I love wearing it in winter, and I find it so cozy and comforting. My husband really likes that one as well. So that and Love Apple are definitely the things I've smelt recently, the new stuff that I think are just really worth you bothering with. But apart from that, all of these are worth you bothering with. They're all good. They're all good. I mean, I think that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you're not already subscribed to my channel and you're interested in me going on about all of this stuff, please do subscribe. It will really help. I've been doing this for like 4 years now and I've still got a relatively small channel, but I really love my subscribers and I love chatting to you. I love hearing what you've been wearing. I love your opinions on my perfumes. And yeah, hopefully I'll speak to you guys soon. I'll be back I think I'm back next week. I have a couple of weekends where I'm going to be away. I've got one in June and one in July, so I will have to do some doubling up. I will have to take a bit of time off because I have some travel to go and see my family and to go and see a friend of mine up north. So I will let you know when that's happening, but I think next weekend is a normal one, so I will be back next weekend. I hope you enjoy what I have coming up on Wednesday, and yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Thanks for watching. Bye!